In this video, I'm going to go over the top 10 common startup errors that people might make when starting up their own home care agency. So I will be going over an overview of what these top 10 things are. Hello, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Scott McKenzie, and I'm the founder of Golden Age Companions, a non-medical home care agency based in Irvine, California. We have been in business since 2011 and have generated over $8 million of total revenue. And I also have founded a company called Home Care Agency Blueprint, and that company is designed to help you start, grow, and scale your own home care agency. So without further ado, let's jump in the top 10 things that are errors that people may make when starting up their own home care agency. Alrighty, so I made a list here of the top 10 errors and or mistakes that could be made when starting up your own home care agency. These are things to look out for, to consider, and to be sure that you have a plan for them so you do not make the mistakes when starting up your business. Now, of course, launching up your own home care agency, it's super exciting. There are things that you want to be sure to have a plan for, and take a detailed note of what it is that these top 10 things are, because these are things that you just want to look out for. I know when I started my home care business, I learned on some of these things the hard way, and it is very beneficial to really pay attention to this video today and really take in consideration what these top 10 things are. So jumping in, the lack of detailed business plans. So that's very simple. It's this kind of falls in line with, this includes market research here, which is also number 3. It's really important to have a business plan that is sufficient enough of what are your goals on launching the business, the financial projections, what are you looking at doing as far as like your target market? Are you targeting people only with disabilities? Are you targeting seniors? And the startup costs, what the agency's description is as far as their business description, what your vision statement, your mission statement. And by the way, my home care agency blueprint program, we curate this stuff for you. So depending on what package you choose, we have actually a full branding team that can develop your brand guide and vision and mission statement and everything to make sure that you're on a solid foundation. So just having a good business plan, there's softwares out there that you can download to help create a business plan and just ask the right questions to fill that out. So just consider that. As far as like kind of jumping up to 3 here, the market research, that is also something that, you want to make sure that look up as simple as like, who is in your area? Who's your competition? Are there more franchises near where you want to be? Are there more private home care agencies? Are there any at all? If there are no home care agencies, maybe look at why that might be. Something to consider here for home care agency specific is you want to be, of course, marketing. If you are a private pay home care business, if you're billing insurances, it's a little bit different. But if you're doing private pay and long-term care, there is a cost, obviously, for the services, and you want to be sure that you have structured where you are targeting people that have sufficient income to be able to pay for your services. So there's that, and then it's also being able to source the caregivers as well. So like here in Orange County, California, we are in a pretty large population area where there's a huge population that has quite a bit of money here, but then there's also areas that are less income based, and which is good because the caregivers are, just 15 minutes down the road could be an area that's a little bit more affordable to live in, and that's where the caregivers can travel from. So that's just kind of like something to think about. inadequate legal compliance. So, failing to have a proper license ahead of time, or your insurance is in place, any other legal requirements that are to be set up ahead of time before operating your business, not having your incorporation, things like that could really obviously be detrimental. So making sure that all of your legal compliance is set up. And, another, like the fourth thing is underestimating startup cost. So that's like, how much does this agency really cost to start up? How much are the licensing fees, the insurances, the staffing? It's in my home care agency blueprint, we've been able to build partnerships and streamline where all of our students actually get discounts on almost everything for the startup. So it's much less expensive to start up with my company, with Home Care Agency Blueprint, than it would be going off on your own, because I have 12 years of history on my own home care business using these vendors, and I have partnered with them now with my new Home Care Agency Blueprint company to assist my students. So that's just something. But at the end of the day, it's just like, looking at what that is. Don't let that discourage you, though. It's not astronomical. I mean, it is doable. It's just calculating what those costs are, and that's what goes into your business plan too, the financial accounting and projections. And then keep in mind too, like getting 1, 2, 3 clients, you start getting some revenue coming in, you're going to be able to start recouping some costs pretty fast. Poor staffing decisions. This could be like, compromising on hiring quality caregivers up front. You hire a couple bad caregivers or poor quality people on your first couple cases. You may have no cases. You may have no clients. Your very first client, if you don't staff it properly with the caregiver that shows up and is quality, or you didn't background check them properly, then that could be detrimental. You won't even get the business off the ground. So that's really important to make sure that you're just really, really, really hands-on, extra hands-on for the first few clients that you get. Neglecting marketing efforts. So this is like, if you're not going out and networking, joining luncheons, even like, mingling on LinkedIn is really great. Like just messaging people on LinkedIn, letting them know about your new home care business. Going to facilities, hospitals, offering to do talks, luncheons, things like that. Getting out there and marketing. You do not want to neglect that, because that is what's going to drive more referrals for you. Failing to prioritize customer satisfaction, making sure that obviously your clients are happy. If you don't have happy, you're not going to be able to grow. So making sure the client experience is really great. Number 8, overlooking operational systems. So, this is like if you're not implementing an efficient operational software essentially, and having your admin systems properly put in place. That is something that our students in my course, you are able to get access to everything that we use for my own home care business. So we have built out custom operations that help you, they're like plug and play. So that. And then number 9, failure to plan for growth. If you start scaling very quickly, and then say you get a really great referral source that it's just like, the social worker is sending you, or discharge planner, they're starting to send you 2, 3, 4, 5 clients a week, and you're not able to staff them, then you don't have caregivers ready to go, then that could be an issue too. That could be disappointing to that caseworker. Maybe you have a handful of referral sources, or maybe people are starting to see you online and you get a couple referrals, but you're just not structured for growth, then that definitely could be an issue, because if you can't staff the cases, then you're not getting any billing hours. That's also something in my course that we offer a whole section and module on this. Number 10, lastly, neglecting financial management. So inadequate financial planning and management. So this includes if you're failing to set aside funds for unforeseen expenses. You just never know what could show up that you may need to pay for, and it's important to have a kind of nest egg on the side. And then just making sure that, even though the business is profitable, making sure that you're allocating funds set aside, that if anything arises, you can handle it. So yeah, those are the top 10 things, and I, trust that this video was helpful for you. And If you did get some value out of it, please like and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. So those were the top 10 things that you want to consider, the errors that could be made when starting up a home care business. I hope the video was very helpful, and if you haven't already seen in my description below, there's my Calendly link if you would like to book a call with me directly and have a conversation about starting up your own home care agency with me and my team at Home Care Agency Blueprint. There's a link there, so please check that out, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.